Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week at Bungie, it's diplomacy or death. Zavala has issued a challenge to Gatal. You've been chosen to represent the Vanguard in battle against the champion of the Cabal in a rite of proving. If you are victorious, this could bring an end to the recent conflicts on Nessus. If you fail, Gatal fills a seat on her war council in the form of Brachus Zavala. Head to the helm for your quests and gear up for the fight to remember. Really cool quests, as well as the overall strike. Like, I can't wait to do the Grandmaster version of it, as well as the following cutscenes, man. Like, Bungie has done such a better job at seasonal storytelling. It used to be non-existent, used to suck. Now, this week kicked off not only the new Proving Ground strike, but around the Stasis tune-in for the Crucible. Many of you have been spending time testing out the changes and readjusting your strategies in the wake of change. Warlocks have also been taking Mantle of Battle Harmony for a spin in the Iron Banner, as its exotic perk now functions in Crucible combat. If you haven't read up on the patch notes from Tuesday Hotfix, check them out now. Yeah, guys, we did a Stasis breakdown video. I actually messed up, though. I said that the turret was affected in the Stasis changes. That was 100% incorrect. Completely disregard that point. Everything else, though, in that video pretty much covers everything Stasis related, so feel free to check that video out, guys. Link in the description below. Now, moving on, Lobby Balancing Act. Oh boy. Oh, say it ain't so, man. Is skill-based matchmaking coming back? In June of 2020, we made some changes to remove skill-based matchmaking from all the playlists except survival. Since the change, we've been monitoring player feedback, watching data, and getting some hands-on in the Crucible to see how games felt with connection-based matchmaking prioritized. A common feedback item has concerned lobby balancing and how we distribute players among fire teams within a Crucible match. Starting today, we'll be testing out some changes to how players are split between teams once a match has been formed in Iron Banner, as well as the Iron Banner freelance playlist. These changes are expected to be deployed around 10 a.m. Pacific, so by the time you're reading this TWAB, they may already be in place. To give a simple explanation of the change, our current algorithm tries to make the average skill level even between the teams, which can lead to lopsided teams depending on the skill range of everyone put in the match. With the changes being deployed today, we're updating our Crucible Lobby Balancer to balance teams with a modified algorithm which can be compared to Schoolyard Pick or Snake Draft. This will attempt to place the best player on Team 1, second best player on Team 2, third best player on Team 2, fourth best player on Team 1, and so on. As a note, we are making no changes to matchmaking. This is specifically a change to how players are divided among teams once a match has been formed. We'll be watching feedback over the weekend to see how players are feeling about this change in Iron Banner, and we have plans to expand this to more playlists once the changes are verified to have positive effects. Okay, really, thank God, right? Like, I'm glad we have connection-based matchmaking, although connections are still kind of wonky. Hands down, though, lobby balancing, especially in Iron Banner, has been a nightmare. For the past few Iron Banners, 8 out of 10 games have resulted in mercies. So by having this system, Bungie is essentially assigning a skill number to everyone. What was it back in Halo, guys? Was it like CDR? Or was it CR? I'm trying to remember, but there was like a number that every Spartan would have, right? And that was like in Bungie's database system. There's probably something like that inside of Destiny 2. Regardless, though, this should result in a more balanced experience, meaning you won't be getting mercied every other game. And I know some of you just want to get in Iron Banner, do your games, and get out. Me personally, though, I do like games to be kind of close, man. I like a good fight, right? I don't really like mercying team over and over again, and at the same time, I don't like to get mercied over and over again, which kind of blows my mind when it comes to folks that just constantly six-stack, right? Like, where's the fun in it? You just mercy literally every team. On top of that, it's like the smallest ego flex. Like, yeah, man, me and the squad, we mercy everybody. All those blueberries in 6v6 didn't have a chance. Long story short, though, hopefully the system will result in a better Crucible experience. Moving on, we have Prime Gaming Reward Refresh. Now, normally, I don't get that crazy about Prime stuff. If you got Prime, I've got Prime. I mean, I think everybody's got Prime these days. But lo and behold, look at the rewards. Huckleberry is the Prime Gaming Reward. Fellas, please, if you don't have Huckleberry, this will quickly become your favorite SMG in the game. By the way, we need to re-review Huckleberry, considering like SMG recoil got adjusted for controller players. I've been hearing that Huckleberry does feel pretty damn good for controllers. Let me know in the comments below if it's been feeling better for you, and like feeling better as in close to mouse and keyboard levels of recoil. Now, moving on to some hot fixes coming out April the 1st. The Inside Terminus Nightfall Triumph will now correctly be awarded. The Lost Sector puzzle for Xenophage quests will now work as intended, as well as the heavy ammo, will no longer spawn underneath the Distant Shore Crucible map. Also, exotic enhancement core. Enhancement cores that are sent to the Postmaster will appear in the Postmaster's inventory as exotic engrams with 0 power. Collecting this exotic engram is intended to only reward a single enhancement core, and players should be aware that they are not missing out on a real exotic engram reward. Okay, I do feel better about that. That's happened to me a number of times. I'm like, yo, it's an exotic, and then I pick it up and it's just a core. What a debate. Turns out it was never an exotic. Other known issues: Adept Magmon does not grant bonus reserve for Solar Scar. Really? I could have swore it did. An inaccurate quest node will appear for the Proving Ground strike on step 5 of Challenger's Proving 7. Players will instead need to launch into the strike from the above strike node to access the activity. There's also continuing investigation reports of issues with Steam Chat. 2020 Guardian Games class items are no longer honoring placements from the previous games, as well as Ether Ritual public event may not record event participation. Now, as a final note here from DMG, if you're here right at publication, this is an early TWAB. We wanted to get the word out on lobby balancing as the changes went into effect, but will likely return to normal afternoon Pacific release time next week. We've got a bit to chew on between now and then, don't we? I personally need to get a bit more time in the Crucible to see how Stasis tuning is landing. 6v6 Crucible is one thing, but Trials will be a fun test over the weekend as I hunt for a better role on my Redacted. Well, come on. You know we wouldn't spoil what the Trials rewards are before they're live? I also have a few Deep Stone Crypt raids and a Grandmaster Nightfall to get through with my clan. Fingers crossed for some Eyes of Tomorrow drops from my teammates. And I'll personally be hunting some fun roles for the Adept Shadow Price. Until next time, fingers crossed for good loot. Not just for myself, but for you and your fire teams as well. Cheers, DMG. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, guys. Stasis, I like the changes, but it's really hard to say until we play Trials. Not that Trials should be the say-all, end-all. I'm actually liking where Stasis sits now, but I'm so damn skittish of saying that Stasis might actually be in an okay place, considering how long it's been not okay, you know? But probably tomorrow is gonna be the true test. How does it perform in 3v3? Is Stasis still annoying? Absolutely. I still think that despite Stasis being in a better spot, we have a number of light-based subclasses that need to get updated. Will that happen? I don't know. I don't know what the time frame for that is. You know, we are speculating Bungie might be bringing a new subclass come Witch Queen, probably like a corruption-based subclass, similar to like what we experienced with Necrotic Grips and Thorn. But hopefully there will be an overhaul to some of our light-based subclasses. And I think even this summer would be a great opportunity to present that. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.